Good morning. Hello, everyone. I was just drawing some cards for the theme of the day and thought I'd share some thoughts. So, Wolf Spirit came forward, and I think it's interesting that this deck um, equates the Wolf Spirit with family because you often hear Wolf Spirit identified with instincts or with independence, as in the lone wolf. And so I love that. I love this energy of family because, we forget that wolves are telepathic and their pack, communicates in many ways. And I think that's fascinating to think about and feel into. What would it be like if our inner circle could hear our every thought? How fascinating, right? So let's see what the book says. You are napping on the forest floor, nestled on soft moss, when a wet nose nudges you. You open your eyes to meet the gaze of an enormous wolf. As you sit up, you notice that an entire pack is sitting around you. You feel so very safe, and strangely included as a part of this clan. Your family has your back. For some people, their family are those related by blood, while for others, their friends are their true family. Many might find that it is their connection to those in spirit who are indeed their true family. Whoever and wherever your family, right now they are supporting you. You are safe. You can safely communicate your truth with family members. This is the time to be willing to communicate from the depth of your being. Be willing to stand, talk, and address others from the center of your being. This heals. Many people have misconceptions and false stereotypes about wolves. They don't understand that wolves are highly social and loyal. Family means everything to a wolf. Each pack member has a place in the social strata of the clan. Wolves are also excellent communicators. They use their voice in various configurations. They also use their expressions to convey meaning to other pack members. They are highly protective of the other members of their pack, yet they enjoy playing even into adulthood. The spirit of the wolf says, support is all around you, even if you are not aware of it. Release the belief that you have to do it alone. You don't. This is the time to heal any rifts in your family. Give encouragement to those in your soul tribe, your family, and your community. Allow yourself to be supported. What a wonderful reminder that we're all connected some way or another. Um, there's this theory about blood family and how it ties in with the karma that we came to clear, karma stories, all the dramas. uh, See it as kind of one long, continual soap opera in some ways. Um, Personally, I've never been super close with my blood family, and there's different dynamics that interplay throughout both sides of my family tree. And it's really fascinating to me to watch and listen and learn just how people react to each other, the lessons that we're here to learn in the process. Um, I think blood family is here to teach us a lot about human dynamics, about conflict resolution, about our own personal journey of what we're here to do and create. Um, in some ways, blood family is a springboard to something better. I look at it as a journey through love. there's lots of different layers of love and different dynamics and aspects to try to figure out. Love is love is more complex than we always realize. And so it makes sense to me why there's so many layers in that to be learned through and processed. And I think it's part of the free will of it all as well, that we get to choose and decide how we want to be and react in those situations. And we also get to identify patterns in that. I always love it when families get around and talk about stories about the family, not for the purposes of talking about people, but to learn about what other dynamics are at play in this, let's call it DNA bundle. We're coming in as blood family. We share the same DNA. So there's a whole collective libraries of information in that. And it's a lot for any one person to carry. And so it makes sense why we reflect to each other different sides and aspects of that so that we can learn, full spectrum what it is to be all of these things. But in those patterns, I say I enjoy the conversations around it because it's like the saying goes about you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it, something like that. I could get off on a whole nother tangent about history and how it's framed and taught as the generations pass, because it does change based on what we think is important to know versus not, and for whatever agendas get wrapped up in that, it happens. So, but what I mean by that is the patterns and dynamics of people, because we've so unconsciously picked things up through our genetics, it takes a certain level of awareness to even realize what we carry and how we play that out. If we're not paying attention to our own thoughts and behaviors, then our programming just kind of runs us. And I see this all the time. People aren't always conscious of what they're doing or how they're reacting, and they just kind of react. Or they act in accordance with, how they've always done things. And that has a place, but there's also a certain level of awareness that's required for true growth. And even the awareness of, am I growing right now, is key and important. And you have to be able to look beyond certain layers of yourself to be able to identify that. And that's a skill set that not everyone has. And so there's also this dynamic of wherever you are on the awareness, let's call it the awareness spectrum, you're either able to see outside of yourself or you're not. And if you're on the side that you can't see outside of yourself, then what does growth look like for you? If you do have that ability and you can see these things, then how are you? It gets to be an opportunity to see how your own behaviors and thoughts and decisions play into the experience of other people. When they continue to repeat a pattern and they circle back and say, hey, I need help, here's my situation, da 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 da, and all you hear is, I've heard this 50 times before. Well, you also have a decision point in that. Are you going to there's a whole spectrum of how you can respond to that. You can give in and help them along their path for the sake of helping them and meeting what they say their required need is at this time. Or, on the other side of the spectrum, we can try to use it as a teaching moment and say, look, how can I truly support your bigger picture right now? And do I have the confidence to stand in my truth in that and to speak from my heart center and how I truly feel without avoiding it, addressing it, but without unnecessary emotions on my part? Um, so it gets to be a whole learning experience for everyone involved when we choose where our originality belongs, where we choose to implement that. Frequency of originality supports our capacity to be unique and original creators of unlimited possibilities in every moment. To truly embrace our originality and our authenticity requires us to change something, because when we're in originality, we're doing something different than the way we've done it before. We're no longer voiding what we really want to say because we're not sure if we can get through the emotions that we're feeling about it. Karma is truly something. It takes on a life of its own sometimes. It is much more multifaceted than we realize or give it credit for. It's a challenge for us to step into new patterns and paradigms, to learn from our own past behavior and give ourselves permission to step into the truth that's in our hearts without being wrapped up in any drama that might create. When we're truly speaking from truth, there's no drama in that. With compassion and understanding and patience and love, anything is possible. When we're able to fully embody that as a practice, show up that way every moment, then what it opens us up to is deep healing and release. All that we came here to clear. Ultimately, learning lessons is something that we're all in this together. And we pick up the unresolved threads from our bloodline. And then we pick our path to come here and decide how we're going to work on those things. And whether or not we fully get through them is not necessarily ours to know, because we're just here to push the pieces forward, to anchor our own light and divinity in a world that tells us not to. But by activating our connection to the cosmos and our own divine light and presence, we can take these learnings and take them higher into something new. And we can make a whole new world and new creations based on the new paradigms. It all comes down to presence, authenticity, communication, boundaries, realizing where we're still allowing things to take place in our lives when we could be choosing a different story. So I suppose the theme of the day is to lean into the inner telepathic family that is your team. Your team is always with you. I always have friends nearby. There's lots of them, and they're just waiting for you to reach out and say hello. So I encourage everyone today to find an opportunity to anchor the truth within their heart somewhere in their life. And then let us know what that does for you. We're all about co-creation here, and I always appreciate hearing stories and how this connects for you. So hope you have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go adventure in the woods, and I'll touch base again later. See ya.